Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise. And like I mentioned in the previous gameplay video, we're going to be analyzing the longsword gameplay that they showed during TGS, as well as a couple of more elements from that particular gameplay. So yeah, I already recorded this whole thing. I'm just going to go ahead and play the video for you guys, and I'll see you on the flip side. So this right here is the second batch of gameplay that they showed. This was actually in a part of the show that was not translated, so there's not really a whole lot of explanation as to what is going on here. You'd have to actually understand Japanese. But in this section, they also showcase some longsword gameplay, and you actually get a look at a female hunter instead of the male one. And I just paused in this specific section because I wanted to show you guys what the carving knife looks like, which you guys can see right here, because she did unsheath this from her back, pretty much the same place we have the carving knife for Monster Hunter World. This is what the carving knife for this one is going to look like. I believe she even sharpens it now. Yep. And as you can see in the tent this time around, we have two Palamutes because they selected you know, as companions to have two Palamutes instead of two Palicos. And for those of you that are not aware what the difference between that is like Palicos are going to have more support type skills from what they've said in previous videos, where Palamutes are going to have more attack type skills. But yeah, we're going to be moving on because they did a lot of just like hanging around the map, zipping around the place with the Wirebug. So I'm going to be jumping a little bit ahead in this particular gameplay. And now I'll be showing you one thing that all of you new hunters out there, that started with Monster Hunter World, let me show you the thing that you need to fear the most in Monster Hunter Rise. Without a shadow of a doubt, one of the most dangerous creatures in Monster Hunter, right there. Right there. If you started in Monster Hunter World, you might not know who this guy is, but you're going to learn. You're going to learn real good, just as you're just styling on a monster with your wombo combo going ham. It's like, oh yeah, I'm winning so hard. This guy is going to show up right behind you. He's going to ram you. Just like, pop. And you're going to get sent flying. And then you're going to get back up. And then you know what you're going to see? He's going to be charging with his foot on the ground, like, just like getting ready to charge at you again. And just as you're about to get back up, he's already running. So that when you get back up, you got no chance. You're going to get rammed again. And he's going to ram you. And then by this time, the monster will have recovered. So the monster then turns to you, sees you in the ground, and he's going to be like, ooh, it's like rubbing his hands like, oh, no, no, no. And then the monster is going to basically smash you in the face. And if by some chance you got the upper hand again, guess what? Big boy over here, he's going to be like, oh, I see you're doing your combo. It would be a shame if I was to ram you from behind and interrupt everything you're doing and basically prevent you from capitalizing on this down monster. But yeah. If you didn't know about this boy right here, all of you that started Monster Hunter World, you're going to learn. You're going to learn real good about the fear of the Bullfango. You'll learn. You'll learn. Don't you worry about that. Okay, and now for some actual hunting gameplay so that we get to see some longsword gameplay right here. He's going to be attacking Big Chungus. And he's just like, nope, yeet. And he just straight up pieces out. Now, if you pay attention to the map, this is one of those zones where basically the monster exits the map and you can't fight him now. And he's going to go back in from the other zone. So she's going to be going back to the other zone the monster goes to re-engage. This is a beautiful zone, by the way, with the waterfall and stuff. Looks really good. And now re-engaging with the longsword. And you guys know I don't know too much about longsword. I don't play it a whole lot. And by the way, let me just say something. It still surprises me that sometimes people get offended when I give longsword a hard time, when I'm just like busting balls, just making conversation and having fun. Like, look, guys, whenever you're playing Monster Hunter, let me tell you something. Play whatever weapon you want, and don't let anybody tell you that you shouldn't play weapon Y or X, be that me or anybody else. Play whatever weapon you want and have fun with it. That's all that really matters. You don't need my blessing or anyone else's blessing to play a weapon that you like, but I personally don't like playing the longsword. It doesn't appeal to me, and I don't know why, but a lot of people keep getting offended about it, and I'm sorry if it offends you, but Too bad. I still don't like the longsword. That's not going to change. But anyway, as you guys can see, charging up the spirit gauge here with a couple of hits. Like I mentioned previously, if you hit weak spots, you get different colored numbers, which is good so that people can identify whether they're hitting a weak spot or not. You can see the usual dodges and stuff that you can do with the longsword. And we're going to see some longsword moves that they're not necessarily new, but usually you would see them with the clutch claw, so it can get a little bit confusing. I think the first one that they show is the aerial longsword attack, which is very similar to the clutch claw attack that you would do with the longsword. Come on, show us that aerial attack, because I want to talk about a different mechanic that particular attack provokes. Right here. So she jumps in the air using the Wirebug and slash down. Very much like, it's very similar to the attack that you do with the clutch claw, with the exception that you don't clutch onto the monster and then go down. You just kind of like jump up in the air and then go down with the longsword. And I want you to pay attention to the spirit gauge, because now it is blue. And when the spirit gauge is blue, basically what that means is that it's regenerating. So it's the same mechanic that you have with the longsword in Iceborne, where essentially if you do that, one of the AI attacks, I don't know exactly which one it is, but basically your character does like 2 slashes, that causes your spirit gauge to start filling up. This is kind of similar to that. In case you're wondering what the stamina is, she's got the water debuff because it's also blue, so it can be confusing. Why is her stamina also blue like the spirit gauge? She's blue because she's got the water debuff. You can see that right above the health. And as you can see, that buff doesn't last too long because the blade is already white again, so it's not regenning now. But she does have a full spirit gauge, so she can go for a spirit slash combo. And I'm sorry if I mix up any of the names of the moves of the longsword. Like I said, I don't play longsword, okay? So don't crucify me over naming moves wrong. You can see the usefulness of the mobility right there. I really hope that is not going to be abusable. However, I also feel like they're just going to have to make monsters be a lot faster to compensate for the fact that you're going to be jumping all over the place. There we go again with the regeneration. I believe she goes for the spirit slash combo now. You saw one, she dodged out of the way of the charge. I wish we had better like bitrate on these videos, but there you go. The spirit gauge is now charged. You can see that there's Yai moves in here as well, but she failed the counter and she got pinned. But she was able to evade the pin because she had the Wirebug. See, it looks like Wirebugs are also going to be able to be used to evade pin moves. So it's kind of like you also need to be careful when you use them. You don't want to be spamming them all the time to keep one to evade pins, particularly if the monster has a very dangerous pin, like something like a Devil Joe. But interesting. Another thing that I guess I should have talked about this at the start of the video. I'll probably do a separate video consolidating some of the information that we got here. But another thing is that you can tell that there's no slinger anymore. I hadn't paid attention to the previous videos to the potential of having a slinger or not having a slinger. It looks like in this game, no slinger. And instead of that, you just have the Wirebug mechanics and that's it. Once again, going with the Palamutes, and like I mentioned, you can choose to have 2 Palamutes. You can see that they have 2 Palamutes in this particular gameplay. And the item wheel that we already talked about. You can see the spirit gauge slowly decreasing. Now this move, I'm not exactly sure what it does. I'm not exactly sure what it does, but pay attention that it utilizes the 2 Wirebugs. Like I said, I'm sorry about the inconsistency on the video. It's a Twitch VOD. Like, look, you got 2 Wirebugs. She's going to do that special move. Wait, I'm waiting for it. There. I don't know exactly what this is supposed to do because, like I said, at this part of the show, there were no translations. So I'm not sure what this is. I don't even think that this is unique to the longsword because, again, it utilizes your Wirebug, so it would make sense that all of your weapons would be able to use something similar to this. But let's see if the monster hitting this. I think that this is kind of like a counter move, and if the monster hits you during that counter move, you can probably do a crap ton of damage. That's what I would assume. Wait, did she also lose the spirit gauge? Yes, it uses the spirit gauge as well. Wait. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. This video is not ideal. Come on, show us. Okay. So she has enough spirit gauge to last. Yeah, her spirit gauge is fine. So she did this, and in doing this, utilized all of her Wirebug charges. And it also used, wait, did she do any other move? I'm sorry, I'm just getting really confused about. Let me see. So there's the attack. And then she did, that seems to be like a special attack that you do that you could potentially like coat your sword in Wirebug goop. I don't know. But like that was a really powerful attack. Like it did a lot of damage. So yeah, I think that's just like a special attack, and every weapon's gonna have one similar to that utilizes their Wirebug. Utilizes their Wirebug charges, I mean. But that is pretty cool. I think that at the time when they were doing this, Gaijin was saying that this is like some kind of a counter move, and if the monster hits you during that counter move, that's like really powerful. You can really mess him up. Looks like they're setting up to do it again. Oh, here we go. The regeneration of the gauge. Although it seems like she missed that one. Looks like the longsword at least has options for different attacks while in the air. Oh yeah, it's the Helmbreaker. That's the Spirit Helmbreaker. That's the new Spirit Helmbreaker right there. So when you go up in the air, you have the choice to either do the thing that regens your Spirit Gauge, or you have the chance to do the Spirit Helmbreaker. But yeah, it's going to be a longsword style, very similar to Monster Hunter World. And by the way, if you're a longsword main, please point out in the video some of the things that you noticed, because like I said, I don't really play a longsword, so there's going to be a lot of stuff that I'm going to be missing. What the hell? He just picked up the rock and he was getting ready to throw it? That was cool. That was pretty cool. Come on, show off a couple more counters. There he goes. And that's pretty much it for all of the gameplay that we got to watch for Monster Hunter Rise. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this analysis of the gameplay, a little bit more in depth, and just basically cutting out everything else that was not related to the gameplay from that live stream. You can also go and watch my initial reactions to all of this stuff if you want to in the live stream itself. But I figured that I would do a bit of a smaller video talking about this. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button. If you guys did not enjoy it, then hit the dislike button because feedback is always important. Are you guys excited for Monster Hunter Rise? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you usually enjoy my content, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all of that jazz, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay strong, stay safe, peace out.